to the Quality of Life podcast. My name is Erin and I am a businesswoman and mother who has been studying personal growth for over 15 years. I've tried almost all of the habits and hacks out there. My goal is to use my real-life experience to show you which tricks and habits make the biggest changes to your quality of life with the least amount of time and energy on your part. We will cover everything from habits to hacks, fitness to family, and everything in between. Now, let's dive on into today's topic. Hey guys, it's Erin. How are you guys doing today? I'm so glad that you came back. I didn't scare you away with my previous podcasts that were so exciting about water intake and meal prep. Today I'm going to talk about something a lot different. Implementing a lot of these different tactics that I'm going to give you can be really easy to start, and then a lot of times we fizzle out. We tend to start off with a bang, and as soon as we start to see some results, we kind of slack off a little bit because it's working, hey, right? Well, I'm going to talk about how to make it stick and why people don't change. But before I dive in, I really want to talk to you about last week's homework. I know it was probably so fun, but I'm sure if you did do your homework, you noticed a couple benefits. Last week's homework was all about going on Sunday and starting off your week grocery shopping and have a few meals planned for the week and to only prep what you were going to have as snacks. And if you really did it and you really grabbed hold, you probably also did a few of your lunches and maybe some of your dinners as well. So today, we are going to talk about why we don't change. We all know the benefits of changing, and we all have the right reasons for changing, and we know that there's a better way. So we do it for a while, and then we do tend to slack off and go back to the way it was before. Why do we do that? You know, most of the time we change a habit, but we don't change who we are. We don't change our identity, and that can be a reason why most people don't actually change, because they're still the same person that's just putting on a show and jumping through hoops trying to change, but it's not really moving the needle. So one thing I want to talk to you about is your mindset about change. You know, why is it so important? Change is something that is actually really hard to do. If you've ever tried to train a puppy to not pee in the house, they make a lot of mistakes. They will have accidents, but they're just accidents. So the first thing you have to do is you have to realize that when you set out to change your habits, either your eating, how much you work out, or any of the habits that you do on a daily basis, when you start planning on changing something, you have to realize that you're not going to be perfect. It's just not possible. You're going to have mistakes. You're going to have a few accidents. And so like if you are deciding that you want to drop 20 pounds, say that's your goal. We're going to use that through this whole podcast just as an example. Because I don't know about you, but I could use dropping 20 pounds probably as much as anybody. So say you want to lose 20 pounds. You are going to cheat. You're going to make a mistake. You're going to cheat. And it's just the way it goes. Nobody has the self-discipline to be able to start a habit and just be perfect. And so you have to allow yourself to make mistakes and not let that disqualify you from continuing to try. All right, let's say you are going out to eat and you're going with friends or family and you are trying to eat well and to lose weight, like that 20 pounds you want to drop, right? Well, when you get there, and everybody is eating all of the really good stuff that you love, there's so many things that are not necessarily good for you, and you know it. But a lot of times, I don't know about you, but a lot of people will pressure you and ask you why you aren't eating what you normally eat. And first thing, you feel a little guilty, or you feel like you're condemned, or you're being judged. And that is not how you're supposed to feel. And so a lot of us get pressured into making that choice. So there's that. Another thing with mindset, when you're talking about making mistakes, you need to make sure that you know when you do make a mistake or have an accident, you will reset. You have to promise yourself that you are not going to just give up. I have been there where I've gone to eat and I've gone to the grocery store and I bought a bag of chips because I was so hungry, and I sat and ate an entire bag of potato chips. I don't know what it is about them. I have the hardest time stopping eating when it's potato chips. Then after that, I'm like, well, screw it. Why am I even trying? I can't even make it through a day without eating a whole bag of potato chips. Then I just give it up. And you can't just throw all of your efforts away because you made a mistake. So the first thing, you have to give yourself a little grace and know that you will make mistakes. And when you do make the mistakes, you realize it. You don't feel guilty about it. You just realize, hey, I'm learning a new trade. Give yourself a little grace and realize that it is not a disqualifier and you can start again. And it's not bad. People have to start over all the time when they are learning a new trick. Another thing we have to consider is that your motivation is not something that is always going to be there for you. It's very well proven. I can't remember the study that talks about it, but it's really very well proven that you have more willpower earlier in the day. So you only have so much willpower as an adult daily, and things that happen during the day will eat away at your ability to say no or to stick to your convictions, and your willpower just wanes as the day goes on. There's a lot of things that can really affect your willpower, like not getting enough sleep, any stress that happens during the day. Every stressful situation will also remove your ability to use your willpower. Eating bad food can suck your willpower away. There's so many things, but you're only given so much willpower in a day. And a lot of times, by the time that you make your most important decisions, which is after work, in the evening, we're tired, we don't feel like doing it, especially if it's working out, because I'll tell you, if I don't get it done right away in the morning, I will find every excuse to not make it to the gym in the evening. I'll have too many things to do, or I'll be too tired, and I just won't do it. So one thing to make sure is that if you are trying to change something, you have to realize that your willpower towards the end of the day will be waning. And so set yourself up for making good choices. If there's a way that you can change your schedule so that you become more like the person that you want to change into. And that leads me to your identity. You know, a lot of times the problem with changing and a habit or changing who you are is that we are so comfortable, and anything that is out of our comfort zone is scary. Let's be honest. It is scary to do anything that is different. And what are people going to say about us? What are people going to think about us? What if I don't do it and I told everybody I was going to do it? There's so many layers of self-talk that really sucks, honestly. And so realizing that you will be drawn, similar to like a magnet, to the way things were because it's easy. And you know what? You got to just I read a meme. Choose your hard. Being fat is hard. Working out is hard. Being rich is hard, and sitting on the couch is hard. So choose your hard. I know I totally screwed the whole thing up, but basically all of your choices are going to be hard, whether you want to change or you want to stay the same way, because if you stay the same way you are, you're going to keep getting what you get, and that sucks. And that is just as hard as the work that you would put forth to, or maybe even harder than the work that you would put forth to change and to make your life better. So mindset is so important. And like for me, I'll set a goal weight to change. Say I want to lose 20 pounds. We're just going to use that example again. And I will get to about 18 pounds lost out of 20. And then all of a sudden I will add in, well, I'll just have, one beer that's not low carb, or I'll have a pina colada, because who doesn't want a pina colada? Anyways, so I will cheat. And then I will slack off and I lose sight of my goal. So how do we stay motivated? How do we continue to every day wake up and choose the hard thing, which is our discipline? Discipline is one of those words that I used to hate, but it has made my life so much better, because self-discipline is a game changer. And so this is how I it has worked for me. There's two people who I've learned from over the years. They don't even know I exist, but I have learned from them via their books or their podcasts or videos and whatnot. One is Simon Sinek. So he wrote a book called Start With Why. In that book, he talks about why people don't change and how important it is to find the reason, the root cause of why you want to make this change. And that will help fuel your discipline and your want to actually go through with it. And he goes through and has a really good exercise where you have a friend ask you questions. And it's a pretty good exercise. Dean Graziosi is the other one. He is brilliant when it comes to motivation and a lot of business stuff, actually. But his exercise is called 7 Levels Deep. And I'm actually going to create a PDF for you guys to walk through this so that you can find your why and you can have motivation like consistently. The way it works is you start with a question. Why do you want to lose 20 pounds? Well, I want to lose 20 pounds because I want to look better and fit in my jeans better. Okay, so that would be the answer. Then you take that answer and you go to the next level. Why do you want to look better and fit better into your jeans? Why is that so important? Well, I don't like constantly having to pull on my waistband or my shirts to make sure that I am covered up so that other people don't see my rolls hanging over my waistband. Okay, so that would be my why. Okay, so why is that? Having to tug and pull and not have other people see you pulling on your waistband. Why is that so important to you? So once you get to the end, your 7th level, you will get to the point where honestly, you want to lose 20 pounds so that you are fit and healthy and you have the energy to go through and do all of the things and live a happy, healthy life where you don't want to have somebody to take care of you when you're in your 70s or 80s. You want to go out of this world fighting to the very last minute. Just an example. For me, I want to be the best version of me so that I can help as many people as I can possibly get in contact with. And that's you guys. Okay, so when you get your why, at the end of the exercise, you need to have that in front of you. You need to know why you are choosing to do what you're going to do. If you don't have that reason that's in the core of your soul, you're never going to actually be able to have the motivation when you don't feel like it. I don't feel like going to the gym. I don't feel like eating what I'm supposed to, and I want to eat what I want to eat. I don't feel like studying so that I can get a better job. I don't feel like, you name it, I don't feel like working on myself so that I can find my soulmate. All of those things, there's a lot of crap at the end of the day. When your willpower is gone, you need a reason that you are going to stick to it and you're going to push through, even though you've had mistakes and you've made accidents. So the other part of finding your motivation is, after you found it, is you got to figure out, what do you look like when you've achieved your goal? Or what does a person who's done that look like? What do they do on a daily basis? How is their life different from mine? And you find that person or that image of what you want to be like, and you reverse engineer it. You take it all the way back to where you are now. So let's talk about the 20-pound weight loss, right? What does a person who weighs 20 pounds less than me do differently than I do? Well, they probably get more exercise. They probably don't sit at their desk all day or on their couch and watch TV all day. They probably make good choices in food. They probably eat a lot more vegetables and a lot less starches. They probably have a schedule that they stick to. They probably prep their meals and drink their water. Throwback to the other 2 episodes about drinking your water and preparing your meals ahead of time. So you get back to what that person does differently and you write those down. And then you can see where you are starting and the things that need to change. Another thing about changing anything is to not change everything. I'm doing these podcasts on a weekly basis so that you don't do too many things at once. It's very easy to start slowly. But if you try to change everything at once, you will fail. it's not easy to change everything at once. So you just have to dial your intentions and your want to change back a little bit so that you can be slow and steady and that you aren't going to fail on every level. If you have a mistake or a setback, it's only on one part. It's not on all of the things that you're trying to implement, because it can be very overwhelming, especially if you're trying to lose 20 pounds. There's so many things you can do, and it's really hard if you try to change everything at once. So this is your homework for this week. I am going to put a PDF on the website, theerinolson.com/podcast. And if you scroll down, you'll see I will have a PDF there of 7 levels deep. And it's inspired by Dean Graziosi. He is awesome. And I want you to download that PDF, print it out, and go through the exercise so that you can find out your why, so that when your motivation starts to wane and your willpower starts to wane, you can reset knowing that you're doing this for something bigger than just vanity, or knowing that you're doing this for something better than just wanting something different. And that is going to help push you through to keep that change going for forever. Because this is not something that you're going to do once and then go back to the way it is, because you will get the same exact results that you've been getting if you go back. So you're going to be a new person when this is over. I hope this helps you to find your motivation and to change the one thing that you want to change, so that you can change your quality of life. Bye, guys. I'll see you next week. Thanks for listening to today's episode. Be sure to check us out on the Quality of Life Podcast, Facebook and Instagram pages, and our website, theerinolson.com, for downloads and more information. That is TheErinolson.com. Stay up to date by joining our email newsletter. Together, we can improve all of our quality of life.